We are delighted to welcome our second speaker, Mr. Eng.Heshan Nipuna Demuni, a chemical engineer with extensive experience in the industry as a member of the Department of Business Development at Sisili Hanaro Encare Private Limited. Mr. Demuni has made remarkable contributions to bridging the gap between engineering expertise and business innovation. So we look forward to hearing about his journey, the challenges he has overcome, and his perspective on making an impact in the industry. Over to you, sir. Excuse me, sir, you are muted.
Sorry, are you okay now?
Yes, sir, you are audible now. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
thank you for inviting me for this opportunity for the escapes and for the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering students, University of Pennsylvania. So I will share my screen now. So are you okay with the screen? Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, I'm Eng.Heshan Nipuna Demuni. Currently, I'm working in Sisili Hanaro Encare Private Limited as in the Business Development Department as the chemical engineer. So I will briefly explain what is the role I am doing at Sisili Hanaro Encare Private Limited in my last 4 years. This is my first job also. So I am mainly engaged as I will give you a brief introduction about the company first. So Sisili Hanaro Encare Private Limited is a waste management company, especially for the hazardous waste management, mainly for the waste generated from hospitals and the other pharmaceutical industries and private laboratories for managing their clinical waste, pharmaceutical waste, and pharmaceutical sludges. So something like that, hazardous waste management. So now we have expanded to a different kind of waste sectors also. So I will explain how that line was developed by as an engineer in this company. So from the beginning, I have got the technical experience in the company as a young engineer because this is my first job. So hazardous waste management. This is hazardous waste means a different kind of clinical waste, sanitary waste, expired medicine, something like that. So this subject was a very new one to me when I joined the company. So as the time I have got the experience also from the how the general waste is handled, municipal solid waste is handled, and also what are the how the technical developments are doing for the incineration, that means high thermal incineration, pyrolysis, air pollution control system design, something like that. We learned during our third year, final year subjects, which are under thermodynamics or something, those kind of subjects for energy. And also, I have got a large kind of experience and knowledge in the environment compliances from the local and the international because we are managing a high thermal incineration facility in Kerala. So it is compulsory to follow the environment compliances given by Central Environment Authority and other kind of institutes of the Sri Lanka government. So as the technical experience I have got in the last 4 years, but I have attached the development, business development. This is kind of different kind of it's a different kind of job when I joined to the company because usually chemical engineers are not famous doing in the business development. So, but as the new engineer, when I attached the business development, so I also had the curiosity how to perform in a business development department because business development department does not involve in completely in technical subjects because not 100% I am not engaging with chemical engineering. So I have to work with different kind of subjects. So I am doing with technical developments, finance, HR, different kind of accounting, costing and business modeling, something it's something completely different from what I learned from the university. So as the as the time passes, so I have involved in different kind of projects with different kind of subjects. So far we have developed more than 5 projects in the company. Addition to the main business of the company, clinical hazardous waste management. Addition to that, we have developed more than 5 businesses for the company now as the business development department. So I was working there as a chemical engineer for the developing field. So we have developed different kind of projects. So you can see maritime waste management. This is something different, very different from the chemical engineering field, because there was no professional service provider for maritime waste management Sri Lanka. They were all very unprofessional ways. There were so many unprofessional ways of managing maritime waste coming from ship crew. So there are a lot of ships which release their waste in Colombo, Trincomalee, Hambantota, all ports. So we have developed a comprehensive solution for those kind of ships and shipping agents to dispose their waste in our ports and dispose their waste in a environmental friendly way. So it is a one project. Also, we are all currently this developing furthermore, and that's the second project, household sanitary waste management. This is so another project because they are sanitary waste generated in houses. But initially we have given the solution for large scale waste generators like hospitals, government hospitals, private hospitals, clinics, some laboratories. But there are waste generators, sanitary waste or hazardous waste generators in house. So we have provided the solution for those kind of generators also. So sorry, in English or Sinhala. Another project was I have involved in material recovery. So material recovery means what the material or waste you develop a facility to get that waste or material from the facility, and we have developed the recycling process for those kind of material. We have networked with different kind of recyclers in Sri Lanka, and we have provided materials for them to manufacture different kind of products. It may be plastic, cardboard, glass, something different kind of materials. We have given the integrated solution for industries. I will explain about one by one in my next slides. So that's another project we have involved in recently of the disposal of chemical waste. So this is a new subject. Also, we are giving solutions for different kind of chemicals. As example, if you have generated some kind of chemical waste in your laboratory, it may be in your department. So there should be a disposal mechanism to dispose of those chemical waste. So we can't use landfill or something, dumping or something like that disposal mechanism for chemical waste. So we have developed a facility, integrated facility for our Kerala waste management facility for providing solution for chemical waste also. So already we have developed a electronic waste management facility for the industries and household level. So we have a partner in Japan. So and we have signed an agreement also. Though now we have a solution for e-waste management. So also most interesting thing is as the business development department and project design development different kind of sectors. So I have visited different kind of industry in the Sri Lanka. I as a engineer now, I think now I have visited more than 100 industries in Sri Lanka. So it may be a BOI zone, the Biagama, Katunayaka, different kind of industries. So different I have visited different industries to give the different kind of waste management solutions for their operations. So as those kind of stuff also, I have worked with some kind of R&Ds with universities. Also, already I am working with the 2 students and Professor Kalpage with an R&D in the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering student. Also, I am working with different kind of universities for R&Ds, but our scope is when you are doing R&D, we have a commercial. We need to give a commercial value for those kind of R&Ds. Otherwise, R&Ds will be finish within the university. So we need to give a commercial, financial value for those R&Ds to get the market product or something valuable thing to achieve. So I will explain about what the industries look and what the beauty of the chemical engineering as an industrial person. So when you are learning in the second year, third year, or almost the first year, so you may thinking why we are learning different kind of other subjects compared to in chemical engineering compared to other subjects. You may think why we are learning some kind of electrical wiring, mechanical things. We also have had that question in that time period also when we are in the chemical engineering. But now we understand what is how much important that was for our industrial journey, because we need those kind of different kind of knowledge to get to achieve one goal. Something if you are managed to a project development, especially for the project development, so you need to have a thorough knowledge about different kind of engineering fields. You can see you need to have electrical wiring knowledge, mechanical, some kind of construction knowledge in civil engineering, some kind of computer industrial. But the beauty of the chemical engineering is you learn these kind of subjects to some extent in your undergraduate period. So compared to other fields, so computer engineering students doesn't learn chemical engineering, electrical engineering doesn't learn about chemical engineering. That's the beauty of the chemical engineering I want to emphasize for those our students. So I will explain what industry asks, what are the industrial requirements from undergraduates when they come to the industry, because you are coming with the theoretical knowledge from the industry. You are coming with the theoretical knowledge. So you will need to get the practical knowledge. Practical knowledge is something very different from the theoretical knowledge you have in the university. So industry requirements may be different from industry because they are running different kind of operations, businesses, something those things. Sometimes you may come to the industry without knowing anything about what is the industry is doing. So there is a list what are the industry expects. So it may be something very similar one to run an extend existing operation smoothly without failures. Sometimes your job will be this one, also only this one. So without any kind of failure, you need to run an operation. You come 8:30 a.m. Then you left 5 p.m. doing monitoring an operation. So, but it depends on it depends on the industry. So sometimes industry so looking for a very innovations and new findings. So you can find some kind of new things for the company. So also industry needs a very confident persons. If you are not confident about some what are you doing, they may be not trust you for your decisions. And also, as I mentioned earlier, there should be a different kind of knowledge in when we are working in industries. You cannot say I don't know any kind of electrical wiring, so I don't know any kind of thermodynamics. So because industries, especially Sri Lanka industries, cannot hire different kind of engineers for different kind of fields, because so you can see when you come to the industry, there are no different particular electrical engineers for different kind of jobs. One person have to deal with different kind of subjects, different kind of persons. So as industry also, you need to monitor and find what are the cost saving methods, what are the process improving strategies you can propose to the management also. So they are working in your industry. You usually have to you need to have the hard working approach, because you sometimes you may have to work 2 shifts. It may be for 24-hour shifts. It depends on the job. It not always as this. So on time work completion, because industries cannot wait more time. They cannot wait for long hours to manufacture their products, because they need to deliver their products or services on time. Otherwise, their clients may be not cannot be there. So you, as the engineering person, you should have the capability of handling HRM. That means labor handling, and also the machine maintenance. You need to have a good labor handling capacity, and also machine man, because it depends on your monitoring. So because they are the third year finalists, now you are thinking as what is the job role I am playing, what are the job role you are going to play in the industry as the new one. So there may be different kind of designations, so positions in you are starting in your you are maybe not the purely a chemical engineer even you start your career. So it may be chemical engineer, maintenance engineer, design engineer, energy engineer. There may be a lot of different kind of positions and designations. So it may be not be it cannot be a uh, it cannot it is a it depends on the depends on the company. So as a chemical engineer, I would like to emphasize what are the fields you can work in the industry as the main three segments. This is not a 100% accurate thing or 100% correct. So I have categorized these into production, manufacturing, services, and supportive other. So sometimes you may working in industry as a trainee engineer already. So as a production or manufacturing industries, you may be working food and beverages, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, so petroleum products, general utilities, chemicals, machine and equipments, something which produce a product or manufacture a product. So as a chemical engineer, sometimes you may work in some giving services for some kind of clients, industries, customers. So as an example, water treatment, wastewater treatment, waste management, power and energy, air conditioning, refrigeration, shipping and maritime industry. As a supportive or other, you can work as a research and development engineer in the business development. Currently, I'm working in the business development. So I will explain detail in this slide with the what are the roles you have to play in manufacturing sector. As I explained earlier, manufacturing includes different kind of subsectors: food and associated, healthcare, petroleum, textile and apparel, industrial chemicals. These are only several examples for there. So you can get to understand what are the existing industries in Sri Lanka or possible industry. You can work as a chemical engineer in the manufacturing sector. So though when you are working in those kind of manufacturing sector, your role will be some there is a defined role. So it's a routine product. If you are aligned to a routine production process, your role will be a same, something like that. So you need to monitor the routine production process. As an example, if you are assigned, if you are working in the dairy industry, you may have one single process to monitor from beginning to end. So you need to have the quality control and process controlling and those kind of parameters need to monitor and maintain. And if you also your one of responsibility is identify any gaps in the existing production process, and you need to report to a supervisor or something other senior person if you are identify that kind of process. So also you in this manufacturing sector sometimes not sometimes actually it is your responsibility. It is compulsory planning and execution. There may be a given target by senior management or middle management on to achieve target, especially for the seasonal time periods in Sri Lanka. It may be December to January and to April for Sinhala New Year time. There will be a given target by senior management on management to produce this much of quantity. So you need to plan an execution on time to get those targets. Otherwise, there will be big problems if you are unable to match these targets on time. So you are working also in those kind of manufacturing sector. You need to strictly know about what are the environmental compliances you need to aware about given by Central Environment Authority. It's the body in the Sri Lanka who regulate the environmental regulations. So you need to have some kind of background knowledge what are the environment compliances, because you can it may be your plant maybe the plant may generate wastewater, solid waste emissions. So because you are running boilers, furnaces, something like that. So there will be different kind of emissions. You need to have some kind of knowledge and the knowledge to control those kind of emissions if there are any case of failures due to poor maintenance, something like that. Also, you need to have some kind of knowledge in the health and safety of your working people and infrastructure. There may be 100 million, 200 million infrastructure in industry. So you are monitoring for that kind of any kind of incident. It may be not the incident or accident. You need to prevent those kind of things in your industry when you are working in the manufacturing sector. So I will explain about services sector, how you work in the services sector as a chemical engineer. So wastewater treatment, water treatment, waste management. So you can see the what are the I have put some examples also. What are the job roles you can find out on those kind of services sector. So waste management, air condition, refrigeration, power and energy. So power and energy is very much famous subject and going to be a very demanding subject now in Sri Lanka due to increase of power, increase of energy in the country, and also shipping and maritime industry. This is not much spoken during our university studies because there are chemical engineers who are working in maritime industry as a fuel bunkering, waste sludge management. So there are different kind of subject because it is not developed much in Sri Lanka, but there are different so many opportunities in maritime industry as a chemical engineer. Now, because I am working with maritime industry also, there are chemical engineers who are coming from outside foreign universities. But I didn't get any kind of chemical engineer student from local university so far in my 3-year experience in the maritime industry. So there is a big opportunity, but not much taken by our Peradini or Moratu. Also, there are different kind of opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities because this subject is also improving very much in Sri Lanka now. There are so many industries now developing in the Sri Lanka. So, uh, so as this is different from the manufacturing sector because the solutions we are giving solutions in the services sector because this not a, when we take a product it is a unique, but this when you are providing a services depends on the customer requirements. So customer giving service provider should give a customized solutions for your client. So as an engineer, as a chemical engineer, you need to have a good understand about what is the client's requirement. So as a chemical engineer, I am engaging with different kind of industries to give the solutions. When as an example, I can give. So if I go to a facility, a different kind of manufacturing facility, there are different kind of waste categories in different kind of quantities. It may be 10 metric tons per day. Sometimes there are a lot of waste categories, but in a small quantities. So you need to have the thinking of how to give a sustainable solutions for your customer and also how to make a profit for your company from doing a solution. So and also I'm engaging with those kind of proposals and technical development. So I'm visiting those kind of industries and taking data from the clients. Then we come back to our location as we design a proposal for our clients. So these solutions may be annual solutions plus costings and business models because every client or customer should not have we cannot give a same proposal. So we are doing a different kind of costings and business models different. So when we provide this different kind of business model to our customers. So as a chemical engineer, now I have involved, though I was a chemical engineer, now I am experienced in also financial modeling, costing, business costing, and also business model. So, and also HR developments, those kind of not the pure chemical engineering. Now, actually, I am not doing the chemical engineering part. If I take a percentage, it is about 10%. Now, most my most engagement for now in is a finance background. Now, because I am mostly now doing the developing part. It is developing a new business. It is feasible, not be. Is it feasible or not feasible? How if it's not feasible, how to it make feasible by doing finding alternatives or doing some kind of changes to production process, something like that. So now already we are doing those kind of 5 projects now. So we are doing. This is not the one doing by myself. I am engaging with HR department, finance department, and also the senior management to getting their feedbacks. Then we are reworking our works and our Excel sheets, something like that. So as the services sector, you need to have a communication with your clients. After sales services is different. So in other if in manufacture, these are for the not for the manufacturing or the production, but directly for not for the manufacturing, for the services industry. But there are many more opportunities for research and developments, health and safety, sustainability, environment engineering. These are different from manufacturing and services. So you may work as a research and development engineer, or health and safety engineer. Or another thing is now the sustainability is a much more speaking in subject in industries, because the all industries are encouraged to go for the sustainable approach. So you may need to have a good knowledge in different kind of sustainability approaches, cleaner production, life cycle assessment, green chemistry, process improvement strategies, something those kind of things. So you should have that kind of knowledge when you are passing out from the university. So as an engineer, sometimes your management or some person can give a project for you. I will take it as a case study, because this case study was an actual one, but given to me to conduct a feasibility study and establish a detailed plastic recycling facility within 3 months of time period. So if you are given this kind of project to initiate and execute within a timeline of without a given limited time period, so you need to work hard. So if you, I would like to get your feedback for them from your my today's students. So can you someone explain how do you do this kind of project within this kind of within 3 months of time period as a case study? How do you do if you are given this kind of challenge? Can you explain in Sinhalese? So if you are speaking in Sinhalese, or it's also okay. As a fresh engineer, sometimes you may have this kind of challenges in industry. How do you complete this kind of one? Can anyone explain? Any feedback? Or otherwise, I will go to the next slide. Hello, Hiruni. Can we forward to next slide? Okay, I will move forward with the next slide. Professor Parakrama, Are you hearing me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I will go to the next slide then.
Yeah, right. Okay. Because it's very difficult to get a feedback, as you can see.
So you as for this case study, there I have summarized some kind of work list you need to follow when you have this kind of challenge. So this is not a simple thing, but you are not doing this kind of operation single hand because there are different kind of departments in private companies, so government institutes, finance, HR, and procurement. So, but you need if you are leading this kind of project, you need to have a good communication with those kind of people. Otherwise, you don't get the support from them. So, I have listed some kind of activities you need to get. You need to follow to achieve this kind of challenge. So identify company requirements as a what are the management requires. So what are the financial target to achieve from and installing this kind of facility? What are the technical data gathering from? What are the technical data you need to get from the similar industries? You may need to go to similar industry and collect data and also utility requirement. What are the water requirement, electricity requirement, and also you need to have a good interdepartment discussion with HR, finance departments, but also what are the environmental compliances and the other compliances of the provided by government for this kind of industries, because from industry to industry there are different kind of compliances you need to follow, because all there are no similar compliances for all industries. So finally you need to do conducting feasibility studies, whether this project is profitable or not, how to make it profitable. Is it possible to go forward with this kind of project? What are the future threats what are the future threats of coming future threats from the within the country or the international, something like that. Also, if your feasibility study is good, it's can be move forward with your feasibility study when the management approves that kind of operation. So you can now develop your project and plan. You can start your planning of the project after feasibility studies. So this is the more difficult thing is because planning is the very difficult, because you don't know what are the exact things of the planning a project. Because also now you need to have identify land, warehouse, or something similar that to match your business, and you need to see about what are the surrounding, what are the conditions of surrounding environment. Is it suitable for your operation and your business. And also now if you are after you identifying the land or warehouse, you need to construct buildings, modify warehouse. Sometimes when you are going move forward with this kind of development, you need to recruit persons for your operation. You need to hire some kind of civil engineers for this kind of construction, or otherwise you need to give a subcontract for your works. So you need to work with different kind of procurement departments also. So otherwise when you are doing this kind of civil construction, so modify warehouse, you need to get some kind of utilities. As a chemical engineer or mechanical engineer, chemical engineer, you have some kind of utility developments. It may be water, it may be electricity. That's why I emphasize why the learning other subjects, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering is important, because as I expressed earlier, there was a curiosity why we have that question, why we are learning some kind of civil engineering, fluid mechanics, and also pumps and generators, something like that. Now I have got that. I have understood that experience, how much important those kind of subjects to my industrial path. So you need to have this kind of utilities development. So you need to go to the CB, you need to go to water board to get how their water will be supplied to a facility, how the transformer will be how the transformer will be installed in the facility. So how the three-phase electricity will be installed. So that kind of development is very much important. So if you are then you need to get machines for your operation, machine and equipments. You need to call quotations for machines, and this is not done by you, but you need to give the technical specification to procurement departments. So they will call the quotation. Then you need to analyze technically whether its machines are okay or sometimes you need to go to the supplies location and observe materials. So machines are okay with the requirements. So then you need to purchase machines and how they are transported to a facility. Sometimes different kind of machines cannot be transported with the normal vehicle. You need to hire a different kind of vehicles to transport them to a facility, and the installation of commission of machines operations. So this kind of different kind of engineering approaches are mandatory to become a good engineer. Otherwise, you are doing a very regular engineering job. So you are coming from 8 a.m. and leave about 5 p.m. You are doing exactly just one or two thing in the industrial career. So uh, so I will go to the next slide. So as a chemical engineer, so you will leave the university as a chemical engineer with a good theoretical knowledge, but your knowledge is not grown up to managerial or financial development. Knowledge is not much developed. So as we start to engineering as a chemical engineer, production executive, assistant manager, something like that kind of designation will be given by industries to you. But with the time, you should have the courage, encourage to learn other kind of subjects, other qualifications. You should be developed. The other when you are developing your technical knowledge, also managerial, finance knowledge, you are as a chemical engineer, you are become a very good engineer according to your target. What you prefer. You can be a good project manager, manage engineering, or something with the type. So as you are going very good with the technical knowledge, you are very sound chemical engineer. You can be a chartered chemical engineer, something like that. If you are targeting about managerial and financing level, so rather than technical side, so chief operating officer, director, or something like that, positions depend on your preference. So when you are doing a chemical engineering job, you need to associate with other persons with diversified persons with different kind of experience. You need to work with different kind of people. Also, you try to work with different kind of people who have multitasking capabilities. Then you should also get that experience how to work in industry, because working in the industry will be a very stressed one or very pressurized. There may be very pressurized situations. So you need to have the capability and absorbing the pressure in that kind of situations, because you may be there may be a lot of workload, hard workload in industries. Also, try to working with different kind of professional institutes. These professional institutes will help you to grow your career very much. So you can work with you are because you are engineer graduating from engineering student, you will be definitely get the ISL membership, but try to get work with other professional institutes in Sri Lanka, IPSL, Energy Managers Association, something like those kind of professional institutes. So So I have done with my presentation. If you have any questions, you can ask now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eng.Heshan Nipuna Demuni, for sharing your insightful journey and offering such valuable perspectives on navigating a career in the industry. So, your experiences and advice have truly highlighted the importance of adaptability, innovation, and the passion in achieving success. So, we deeply appreciate the time and effort you took to inspire and guide us today. So, now it's the time for token of appreciation for Mr. Eng.Heshan Nipuna Demuni.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
So I have a question. So is there any fees any available method to dispose sludge in your company?
Yes, there are. Is there a Lakshita?
Okay, yes. So I mean, there is a
There
monopoly
are
in
some.
Sri Lanka to dispose sludge in Sri Lanka. No? So your company is also can dispose sludge.
Sorry, I didn't get. What are they?
I mean, there is a monopoly in Sri Lanka no, to dispose sludge in Sri Lanka.
Don't talk about those kind of monopolies in here because yes, I know what are you explaining. So there is a no monopoly or something like that kind of word. So we can dispose some kind of sludges, especially for the pharmaceutical waste. From the pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities, they generate some kind of pharmaceutical wastewater plant, effluent treatment plant sludges. So we can dispose of those kind of sludges in our facility because we are using about temperature about 1200 Celsius temperature. Also, we have a drying facility parallel to the incineration plant. So we can dry that sludge. Initially, we dry the sludge, then we take out the cake and dry sludge cake, and then incinerate it in our incineration chambers. I think you got my answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there any questions? If you have, if you have questions, it's no. Okay, one question, sir. Can you explain what are the skills that industry will be looking for? It depends on the industry. Some industries just want, or as I explained earlier, just monitoring an operation. Some industries looking for a different engineer, a chemical engineer who has a different kind of knowledge in different subjects. I will explain from the real scenario. We have a we have an opportunity for we have given opportunity for recruiting a chemical engineer recently. So we have interviewed several persons from the Peradeniya, Maratua, and some kind of NDT students. So actually, we have got the experience from the interview experience. What we identified that Peradeniya was the best because they had the experience in different kind of fields as for the academic and educational side, and also gathering with people. So when we are work with the students from Moratua or NDT, they are only one thing. Just only one thing. They know that thing, and they don't know about other what is happening outside their department or outside their rooms. So you cannot depend on you cannot highlight yourself when you are only know one thing, only one or two things. You need to have some kind of different kind of knowledge in different kind of fields. As when I left the university, I had the knowledge in both chemical engineering and chemistry because I have done some kind of chemistry classes. I had the knowledge in two subjects. So that's what's the main point I would able to highlight in my interviews. So because in my case, I have involved in different kind of fields. As I explained earlier, I am doing it some kind of electrical, chemical, mechanical, civil. I I mean that you don't need to have a thorough knowledge about other subjects, but you need to have a basic knowledge how to combine those subjects to one background. Then you can work with other persons. Is otherwise you what you know about cannot explain to other persons, so they will not get your words clearly. So I, as a person, if in the interviews, we are extremely look at what are the how much confident you are in the subject. When you are speaking without confidence, uh, interviewer may understand you are not not confident in the subject. I think I have given answer to the question. Also, your soft skills in soft skill is also much important in the if you are especially coming for the private sector, because your presentation skills, English, writing, speaking, those kind of also very much important when you are coming to the private sector companies. Not the GPA, or the industries doesn't ask, do you have a 3-point GPA? We only recruit persons who have only the 3.7 GPA. They are always looking how much workload you can handle. That the industry, mostly industry is looking for. How much, as I explained, in other words, how much practical you are. Another answer is, you are not, if you are very confident in theoretical engineering, it will not count into an industry, because you need to be practical. You need a practical person. You need to work in ground in industry. So otherwise, you cannot survive in industry, because you cannot do real world applications. I think I have answered the many to a good answer. If you have more, do you have more questions? Ask now in Sinhala is also okay. I would like to hear your noise. You type to your voice. One thing I missed in the in questions, Nitmini's question. We are, or as an industrial person, I would like to have when we are recruiting a person, what are the other non-academic activities you have involved in the university? Maybe sometimes you are working as a president, secretary in some kind of association. So what are the sports you did during your university? So those kind of very much important. I missed that. So those kind of designations or positions in the association will make you that interviewer may understand you have the talent and the skills to work with different to work with people. So that is very much important, especially in private sector. You have the capability of managing people and doing different kind of activities in same time. So there is another question: how to work in abroad with the BSc? So I have not worked so far in the abroad with the BSc, but there are a lot of opportunities for chemical engineers with the BSc, because we have 25 students in our batch now. More than 10 students are already in abroad for high studies and work for the job opportunities. So if the how to work in abroad with BSc means you are asking what are the job opportunities or something like that. How to work in abroad with the BSc, should we get the answer from a person who work in the abroad? I cannot say what are the exactly what is the job role, or what are their conditions working in a foreign country. But your knowledge is very much enough for working in the abroad, because we have the best. As I understand now, the chemical department engineering course is the best one, rather than compared to the Morato and NDT ones. And that's 100% sure because I have worked with so many people from Morato and NDT. Your knowledge is very good. Our knowledge compared to other universities for the chemical engineering. Because we have the knowledge in different kind of sectors. I think BSc is enough for work in abroad. You don't need the MSc or PhD or to work in abroad. There are so many job opportunities. Any questions? As one thing, if there are first year or second business, try to work in a different kind of associations and societies in the university. It may be Explorers Club, it may be Escapes. There are I think more than 50 societies in the Perak area. So try to work in those kind of 2-3 societies, because I have worked in 4 societies in my university life. For associate, I have worked in as a secretary in the Escapes also. So I have that experience will be very much important to your industrial journey. Any questions? If you have any question, you can contact me in my mail or my contact number. One more thing is work with your senior and junior students. We have Ramesh know very much about how we work in our university level, because he's 1 more year junior than me, but we work together for many events. Ramesh and our batch also, we work together for different kind of activities.
Yeah, we all together organized the symposium and welcomes to the juniors. Yeah, we did lots of things with 80-14 batch. Yeah.
And also the communicating with senior persons also is much important to get a good networking with the other persons.
Thank you so much again, sir, for your valuable insights. So, as we have come to the end of our program today, so I kindly invite the Joint Secretary of SCAPES, Nissan Sagokurala, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Before that, I would like to talk to our Rumesh and Heshan. So, thank you so much, Heshan and Rumesh, for giving your valuable experiences to our student. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. As isoTalk 15 comes to an end, I'm honored to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of Society of Chemical and Process Engineering students. First and foremost, a sincere thank you to our guest speakers, Mr. Eng.Heshan Nipuna and Eng.Heshan Nipuna, for sharing our experiences and perspectives with us today. As former graduates of our department, your journey is a motivation for us. Your insights into academia and industry have given us a clearer understanding of the opportunities and the challenges ahead, and we are truly appreciate your time and guidance. A special thank you to Professor Parakrama Karnaratne, Head of the Department, and the Professor Nadish Adassurya, our Senior Treasurer of SCAPES, for always guiding us through every step. Your guidance has played a key role in making this event a success. Sir, we are truly grateful for your support. To our academic staff, thank you for being our constant source of guidance and motivation. Your encouragement helps us to move forward with confidence. I must also acknowledge the dedication and the teamwork of my fellow committee members and the students of our department. Your hard work and commitment behind the scenes made this event a success. It's a real privilege to work with such a dedicated team. And finally, to our all participants, thank you for joining us today and engaging so actively. Your enthusiasm is what drives isoTalks, making it a valuable platform for learning and inspiration. With that, I extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who contributed to making isoTalk 15 a success. Thank you once again, and we are looking forward to see you at our future events. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Nisansa, and thank you all for joining, and hope you had a great session, clarified all your doubts on your academic and industrial desires. So until we meet with another exciting episode of isoTalks, it's goodbye from us. Good night and have a nice day.